Many entrepreneurs say that freedom is the reason why they do what they do, but I'm going to uncover the truth about that in this episode.
You're listening to the Dynamic Women podcast. Each week, you'll be inspired by our global community of women. They'll share with you tools and stories to help you be dynamic in every area of life. He's your host, award-winning coach, and the CEO and founder of Dynamic Women, Diane Rolston.
Hello, lovely dynamic women, and welcome to the Dynamic Women podcast. I'm Diane Rolston, your host. And yeah, we're going to talk about today, why do you love being an entrepreneur? Let's get real about this. When I ask my Dynamic Women community, when I ask entrepreneurs, when I ask clients of mine in our programs or my one-on-one sessions, so many times the answer is freedom. They have freedom in their business. But what I actually see when I look deeper underneath that freedom is what people really, really love about being able to be an entrepreneur is that they have freedom to make their own decisions. Right? Do you feel that? You can make your own decisions if you're going to work or not. There's so many different pieces. I've got 5 of them, and I'm going to share the 5 plus how you can make sure you have them and the reasons why people falter, even though they have the freedom to make their own decisions. So number 1 is office hours. So if you're an entrepreneur, you get to choose when you work, right? You get to choose when you show up, when you finish. But what I often see in my clients is this means there's absolutely no boundaries. Have you felt that before? Yeah. You may be you're working into the night, or you're working on the weekends, you're working on a holiday. You have clients reaching out to you in the evenings in your off times. And so really, in order for you to be able to really master being able to choose your own office hours, you need to set boundaries. And so here's a few ways to do that. You can put the actual office hours up on your website, on your social media, and anywhere else you put your social media. Just add in your office hours there. Plus, when you have clients, customers, let them know when your office hours are, and you really need to stick to that. So if they reach out to you beyond those hours and you reply, you're training them that your office hours and your boundaries just don't matter. So make sure you stick to them. Or if you are responding, make sure you let them know, hey, it's out of my office hours, but I know this is super important to you right now, and so I'm willing to reply. Number 2, you get to decide who you work with. Isn't that amazing? Yes. And you get to decide the people you like, the people that you serve, the people who you want your company to be focusing on, your target market. But the problem here is that a lot of times entrepreneurs want to serve everyone. And so the main way to get around this is to just make sure you're super clear. And I like to think of it, if I'm sitting and writing a podcast or blog or getting prepared for it, then I sit here and I think, who is that woman? Who's that woman that has the earbuds in her ears and she's listening to me? Who is that woman? So when you can really define who that is, and when you can stay in abundance, meaning you're not desperate and in scarcity where you're just going to take anyone. So yes, you have the freedom to choose who you work with, but you want to be super clear about who that is so that you can be the master of that target market. Number 3, you get to choose and decide who you collaborate with. So this might be joint ventures, affiliates. This might be having people speak on your stage or you speaking on other stages, being in a book together, putting on a project, or maybe a new product. You get to decide who you collaborate with. But the key thing is, a lot of times I'm working with clients and partnerships, affiliates, not everything is said. You think, they're a good person and this won't get messed up, but you really need to have a clear plan for how you're going to work together. And not only that, you need to design the relationship of how you're going to work together. I talk about that quite a bit in my Dynamic You program and book. You can always pick that up on my website, DianeRolston.com, and check out the shop. And then I'll even autograph it for you when I send it out to you. So in designing the relationship, you really got to see what is your intention and why are you part of this and what do you want to get out of it and how might I annoy you and what's a deal breaker, and then really set up an exit plan as well. So devise it like a true business partnership. If you were going into business together, all the things that you would do, just not maybe that formal, just so it's really clear about what each of you are bringing to the table, roles and responsibilities, timeline, all those things. So you can choose whoever you want to work with, whoever we want to collaborate with, actually, I should be saying, but you really want to make sure that it's a good person, right? And that it works out really well. Number 4, you get to choose or decide what you offer. So products, services, programs, courses, whatever it may be, you get to decide that. And that's really amazing. But what I often see in clients is that they want to offer everything to everyone. So you really got to pare that down. So go back to, being clear about who you want to work with, and then what is the main thing that they need, that they want to purchase. And then make an offerings calendar and a marketing calendar to go alongside it so that you know exactly in the year when you're offering certain products, services, and then you're going to be able to really market and sell it in the right way. A lot of times what I see with clients is that they have the ability to make all the decisions and it really just paralyzes them. So having that calendar is going to help you to know, like, I need to do X, then Y, then Z. Number 5, and the last one I'm going to talk about today, why do you love being an entrepreneur? Because you get to decide when you have time off. Yes. So we've been in a bit of a heat wave here in BC. I'm actually recording this in my office with the windows closed, no AC, door closed, no fan because it's too noisy. It's hot. So today I got to, choose to have some time off. I'm choosing to take time off this week because it's hot. And well, frankly, my kids are home too. And it's just nice to be able to be around them. So we get to choose when we have time off. This really came up for me with wanting to live in BC, but my parents being in Ontario and wanting my kids to grow up with grandparents because I never did. And so when we first were here and I was able to have my business to give me the freedom to choose when I have time off, I was flying home twice a year. Then in having children, I was flying home 3 times a year. And then when my dad got diagnosed with cancer, I was flying home 4 times a year. And I was building that into my business so that it was a tax write-off, all the expenses for travel, because I was serving clients when I arrived in my hometown. And so we get to choose as entrepreneurs when we have time off. But the problem I see is people don't take it. People just work themselves to the bone, work 80, 90 hours a week, and they never take any time off. And the key thing here is just put your vacation time in your calendar first. And not just like, I'm going to take 2 weeks here or 1 week there. Actually block off like me days. Me days. Days for you. Days where you have no responsibility. Days where you wake up and decide what you want to do. Maybe a bunch of long weekends. Maybe your birthday. I love taking off my birthday. Your holidays around Christmas or any other holidays that are important to you. It's crucial to your business that you take time off so that you're rejuvenated, so you can show up in the best way possible. But if you want to be an entrepreneur and you want the freedom to choose when you take time off, key thing is you just got to take it. So here are the 5 really strong things that I've seen in all the work I've been doing with clients and in my Dynamic Women community, that we have the freedom to decide these things. And in being able to decide these things, it also is a responsibility and a priority for us to get super clear on each of these and to implement them in the best way possible so that we can have that true freedom that we desire. Otherwise, we're basically just getting a job that doesn't pay us or give us the rewards that we really want to have. So enjoy your freedom, entrepreneur. And I encourage you, do you have another thing that you get to make decisions on? I said 5. Maybe you've got others. I'd love to hear what they are. And if you really don't think that freedom is the reason why you love being an entrepreneur, then let me know as well. Put your comments below. Please share this podcast with your entrepreneur friends, your small business owner friends. And tune in next time where I interview an amazing, dynamic woman. You got to hear her story and all the expertise that she's going to share. Until next time, stay dynamic. Bye.
Thank you, Dynamic Women, for joining us today. Please hop on over to iTunes to subscribe and leave us a review. Who do you know who needs to hear our message? We'd love it if you'd share our channel with your friends and family. If you're ready to be more dynamic, have more balance and more success, head over to www.dynamicwomenclub.com/free gift for your Key to Success book. Stay dynamic.